Welcome to Crimson Guitars. I'm going to be demoing one of our new guitars today. I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible, although it has got rather a few features, so these demos tend to be quite long. This is based on two of our Les Paul inspired instruments, the Robert Fripp signature model, so it has got all of his usual electricity, and our PAF Hollow, which is where all of this comes from. Construction wise, it is a set neck set into a tone block which goes to behind the bridge, and the rest of the body is entirely hollow. Three-piece mahogany neck and a single one-piece flamed mahogany body, locking spiritual tuners, an ivory nut. This is a custom hand-built tremolo that we made in our rather small engineering department over there, loaded with a set of 6 Graphtec Piezo saddles, and these run the Acoustophonic Piezo preamp and also the Ghost hexaphonic. Hexa means individual pickups. Anyway, the Ghost hexaphonic MIDI pickup system, which in turn runs the synthesizer. We've got a handmade humbucker here, which we've also customized with an ebony cover, and a single humbucker sized Fernandez sustainer system, which when it is not in the sustainer mode acts as a pickup. This is not ideal, as it's not the best sounding pickup in the world, but it does give you the sustain. Control wise, volume, tone for the magnetics, a volume for... see, there's too many knobs I'm forgetting already. That is an intensity control for your Fernandez sustainer, volume for the piezo, volume for the MIDI. You've got a selector button up near the magnetic controls, and that selects in between the magnetic or the piezo or a mixture of the two. And then you go down to a little selector button down here, which selects between whatever that pickup is currently on, so the piezo or the magnetic or both, and the MIDI. So you could have, if this is in the piezo position, you could have MIDI and piezo, or if that's in the piezo and magnetic mix position, this could select your MIDI, piezo and magnetic outputs, thus actually switching in the sustainer as well if you've got the sustainer turned on. So, lots and lots and lots going on there. You've got an up-down momentary on-off toggle here, which cycles through the settings on your synthesizer. In this case I'm using a Roland GR20, and obviously the sounds that you get from the synth depend on what synth you have. Finally, 3-way toggle, and that is a kill switch that turns the batteries off, thus saving battery when you've got the jack plug plugged in. At the moment I'm running the whole instrument through the XLR, it's not an XLR, it is a 13-pin DIN MIDI cable, and that is routing all systems out through the synthesizer and then to 2 amps, one dedicated for the synthesizer and one for the standard magnetic piezo sustainer outputs. I could, if I wanted to, completely ignore the synthesizer, have just a jack out, and that would give me jack, magnetic, sustainer and piezo. And a lot of people, well, flexible. Flexibility is the name of the game. This is one of those guitars. You can do almost everything. The only thing it's missing is an XY MIDI pad. And I'm sure one day I'm going to have to put one of those in one of these as well. That was a good sentence. Anyway, to sounds. I've now flicked a whole bunch of switches, so I'm entirely unsure where we are. Oh, MIDI. That was a flute. So, let's go to Piezo. I'm going to keep the playing brief. I've spent the last 10 years learning how to build guitars, and sadly don't play very much anymore. However, last thing I forgot to tell you, the Piezo volume control also is a push-pull toggle, which is a mid, boost or cut, and depending on which position you've got it in. So, a very, very acoustic-y tone. Now, obviously with this selector here you can choose between, that's between the magnetic and the piezo and all of that. I'll stop repeating myself soon, honestly. On to the magnetic system. Obviously I'm trying to keep this as brief as possible. This is the neck pickup, which is a compromise because it's also a sustainer. We obviously have a tone control as well. You know what it does. Sorry, I digress. So that is the sustainer and a mix. Can you hear the rainstorm in the background? Okay, and the bridge. Get away from that pentatonic, or any pentatonic. Unfortunately, I'll only be able to spend the time to learn how to play properly when I'm no longer building guitars. We shall see. So, plenty of sustain here. I must say the Fernandez sustainer requires that you have the bridge humbucker as close as possible to the strings, and the same goes for the sustainer. Obviously these are magnetic pickups, therefore there is a pull on the strings, and with the Robert Fripp guitars, or any guitar with a sustainer in, you do lose a certain amount of energy from the guitar. It's sad, but if you want the sustain, that's what you get. So, talking about that, let's have a look at some distortion on the neck pickup. Okay, and distortion on the bridge. I'm going to miss out the middle position. Okay, so obviously this being a hollow body with F holes, sperm holes, sound holes, you can get some pretty good sustain and natural feedback from your amp without the sustainer anyway, which is always nice. However, we have a sustainer. So as you can see, there are three different settings on the sustainer's tone, and the harmonic or the note. The note or its harmonic, there we go, that's how you say that. And you can play around. With this guitar, what you don't get on a normal guitar is the piezo. And using a combination of magnetic and piezo tone and the sustainer, you get, it's my favourite sustainer sound, which is what I ended up at there. Now, having said that, I am currently here with a combination of magnetic and piezo. So just the magnetics, and bring the piezo in. piezo control, you have got a fine control over the tone when it's mixed. There is a secondary volume control on the piezo's, I want to say motherboard. I'm too much of a geek. The PCB board in the back, and you can set the master volume of the piezo from there. I've set it slightly higher in output than the magnetics, so that you can dial back and sort of control it. That's my favourite setting, but that's that. A mixture of the two, and for my money that is actually the best sound that you can get out of this guitar. A mixture between the bridge and the piezos in the bridge. Anyway, one last setting, one last rather large and versatile part of this instrument is the MIDI controlling aspect. And obviously each piezo runs each string through to a Roland GR20 synthesizer. And so you've got a myriad of tones. It's literally endless. That was obviously a flute analog, and now I can go up and down and can change the sounds with the selector switch here, and you know, I could play you anything from a bass guitar to a keyboard to this. Yes, and obviously on the synthesizer itself you can, if you want to learn how to control them and make your own sounds. So, and then when you add a looper pedal in, you can really start to have some fun. Yeah, quite frankly, I doubt I could get much of a song out of this, but but really, honestly and truly, with the right musician, I'm smiling. I am having a blast. I really, really enjoy just pissing about with this. So, there you have it. Obviously, you've also got MIDI. You can control the levels on everything. An intelligent person can can do what Mr. Fripp does with his guitar loaded with this sort of stuff and make some really, really cool music. An unintelligent person such as myself, a lowly bandsaw jockey, can sit here for hours and amuse the kids and just have a blast. You've seen what it can do magnetically, and as I said before, the Piezo is just sublime. I have always been a fan of semi-hollow guitars, and you know, the tone, well, it speaks for itself. Frankly, I could do without the sustainer, and that's just my personal foible. I think we can do much better than the way this system is designed, and we will do one day. The guitar itself, as you can see, carved. It's ergonomically shaped to be comfortable. You've got complete access. I mean, I can tap the pickup if I want to. I can't really say much else other than phone me and order one. You will buy a guitar. So yes, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out the guitar building how-to videos. We've got lots and lots of those going up, including an entire series of well, there's going to be several series following a guitar build from start to finish. If you haven't seen that yet, check it out, and follow us on Twitter and Facebook and all of that, where I post photos every single day that I'm working. I post photos of every single thing that I do. So yes, if you're at all interested in guitar porn, I provide that. I shall shut up now. Thanks very much for watching. This is Crimson Guitars, and you're awesome. Bye.